Tennessee Congressman and member of the House Oversight Committee, Tim Burchett. Good morning, Congressman, and happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to y'all. I was noticing your report before then where he was saying all that. I used to be in the state Senate with a guy who would say, now let me tell you the truth. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, I think we'd rather hear your lies first.
Well, sometimes you don't know what is a lie and what is true. But, Congressman, break this down for us. What do Americans need to know about these allegations and this investigation?
Well, first of all, the Director Wray of the FBI is just stonewalling us with all this and then making us go view these things in the SCIF, which are supposed to be public record, and trying to classify them, I think, is the first of the problem. And the rest is the legacy media that refuses to cover probably one of the biggest stories. And Chairman Comer is correct. $30 million is probably in what is flowed in from the Chinese, from Ukrainians, you name it. They've done it. If you're a corrupt nation in this world, you probably sent the Bidens some money. And as I've stated before, you know, when the Biden crime family went to mob school, I think they fell asleep during money laundering class, because the money clearly goes into these accounts. They're paid, and then it's divided up among 9 or so family members. They have 20 to 21 bank accounts and LLCs that they put the money in. You know, and their defense is always, well, look at the Trumps. Well, the Trumps were selling stuff made in Chinese sweatshops, you know, those ties they were selling and all that other stuff. They have a product. The only thing the Bidens were selling was United States national security and their souls.
Congressman, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley says that the documents claims that they also include 17 audio recordings confirming the Bidens' plans. 15 of those recordings involved Hunter Biden, whilst the other 2 involved President Biden. Take a look at this exchange between Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn and FBI Deputy Director Paul Abbott.
We often redact documents to protect sources and methods.
So you chose to redact the fact that there are 17 voice recordings, 2 of those with the now president. You chose to redact that and not to give that to House Oversight.
I have no idea if there are voice recordings or not. What I will tell you with respect to the document, the document was redacted to protect the source.
No, I do mean abate. Sorry, I apologise, Congressman, it's my accent. Where are these recordings, if they're real?
Well, that's interesting because, you know, the files that I saw, that was the portion that was redacted. And obviously you've got an oligarch over there, Russian oligarch, I believe, Ukrainian, in that Burisma deal that is on tape. And we weren't given access to that. Again, you've got an unclassified document that Director Wray, you have to question why where they're keeping this secret and why they've been sitting on some of these things for over 5 years, because this just goes deeper and deeper, ma'am. Every time you turn over a rock, something else crawls out from under it. And this is just another facet to this thing. It's bad enough you know, this is their top, according to the FBI, this is their top informant. And so this is not some casual guy or gal off the street. This is a real deal. And yet the FBI and the Justice Department refuses to go after the Biden crime family, and specifically Hunter and his ties with the big guy, his father, who claims he knows nothing about it. And I suspect in the end, honestly, they're going to use the president's cognitive level to say he was taken advantage of at some point when this gets into a court of law, if in fact it ever does.
Well, so that begs the question, Congressman. All right, what's the next step then if the FBI is not going to do their job? What does Oversight Committee do next? Well,
as I've stated many times, Congress is the checkbook for our government. We use of course, the taxpayers' money, but we need to start looking at seriously cutting off their money and restructuring the Justice Department, because they refuse to investigate crimes. I've noted many times, you know, there's a guy who was protesting an abortion clinic, and he gets raided by 17 FBI agents with arms and in full combat gear when they could have picked him up going to work. No, and so their priorities are completely out of whack. It is rotten to the core, and it starts at the top of the FBI, and they need a clean house.
Hey, Congressman, just 30 seconds. Is it possible to really cut their budget the way we're not really having regular order, or there's really no budget process that there's supposed to be? So is it possible to really hold them to account? And is this why they're so brazen? 30 seconds to you, Congressman.
Yes, sir. If Congress would just get some guts, the Republican Party needs to stand up to this nonsense. The American public know what's going on. You all know what's going on. And I think that would draw more attention to what exactly is the corruption in Washington, D.C. The FBI wants to build a new headquarters larger than the Pentagon, for goodness sakes. They need to cut that out, and then we need to start cutting into their regular budget and they need to start doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to investigate crime, and apparently there's two sides to it, a double standard, if you will.
Congressman Tim Burchett, thank you so much. Happy Father's Day. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you all for having me on.